Welcome, Juju Gang. How's it going? How is it going? Let me know if my audio is coming in clear. I'm just gonna pull this up on my phone. Yes, very impromptu. Wow, amazing amount of people watching in the chat. One sec. Let me just make sure it's all good. Alrighty, should be good. Let me know in the chat if audio is coming in a-okay. All right. Yes. So, what, like 15 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, and I'll pull up my own Weeble here so I can see what's happening. We just got a break randomly out of nowhere. I'm not entirely sure where that came from. Hey, okay. Thank you, Marco. Salah, how's it going? DJ, Deckard. So many familiar faces from the Juju Gang community in Discord. Mark, Josh, Dasho, Paco, how's it going? All clear. Thank you, Jason, Ryan. Awesome. Love it. Thanks so much for the support, guys. Appreciate it. Again, like, this is how you know I have no life, and that's self-admittedly. I was about to go out for like a nice jog or something, and all of a sudden I got a text alert, and I was hinting at this in our Discord, our Hit That Bid Discord, and I was saying I got a price alert set for 791. If it breaks it, I'll get texted. Immediately I got like as I was about to put on my shoes, all of a sudden I got that text. I was like, okay, cool. And then I got like preceded by like 3 or 4 Discord notifications. And then like, oh, okay, something's real. Then you look at the price action, and this is interesting, right? If you look at the NASDAQ, it's coming down in the last, and these are 5-minute candles. If you look at the S&P 500, it's kind of fading. I wouldn't say it's coming down, but it's fading at the very minimum. And then you got Tesla just skyrocketing, and these are 5-minute candles again. And so the $800 break kind of seems like it's within reach. I'm not entirely sure where this volume came from. Let me know in the comments if you have a guess as to where it came from. Tesla is life, says Josh. Alex, how's it going? Salah says, are we gonna possibly sell off on a possibly disappointing shareholder meeting? Here's the beautiful thing I think with the shareholder meeting is that I really don't think expectations are that high. Welcome, Vern. I appreciate that. And I really don't think expectations are that high. Now we have an hour and 10 minutes until close, right? So in theory, anything could happen. We could fade here. But the way the price action is lining up, like Tesla has taken a breather and now is continuing back up. High a day is sitting at 796.21. If you remember, and we go back to the hourly, our high of channel from a couple of days ago post deliveries is 806.97. 806.97. And this by far is the clearest green candle upbreak that we've had since delivery numbers being announced. I did tweet out today. Let me see if I can pull up my Twitter. Hold on one second. I got a smaller monitor, guys, so like all of my chats and stuff are a little bit harder to read, but I'm just gonna make sure I don't lose you guys. Okay, there we go. I appreciate all the love in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. By the way, hit the like button if you like Tesla and you think I should do more impromptu live streams like this. We're sitting at 41 likes, 42 now. We're sitting at 42 likes. It's loading back up. So hit the like if you're enjoying the content. Much appreciated. The likes have really actually been helping the channel. Who would have thought? Okay, let me pull up my Chrome if I can. There we go. I think I should have my Chrome up. I got a little remote control thing on my phone, so it helps. Hey, Marco. Thank you for the super chat.
Let's break 800 rocket.
Let's do it. 796.40 sitting on Tesla stock price. I've got my little remote control so I can go back and forth should we need it. So 796. I don't even want to tune away from the price action because we're sitting at highs right now. So I'm just going to keep it up here for a hot second. But I tweeted and I'll just read it out instead. How about that? What is happening? Someone says, I don't know. Like, buying came out of nowhere. I'd have to read. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more DD again. I just hopped on just because I felt like I had to. Okay, let me do some DD here. This is what I tweeted today, saying 797 for all the audio listeners. So new high of day made just now. This is what I said. Let me just see here. I said this on 797.10, by the way, new high day made just now. I said Tesla stock stuck at, or Tesla stock stuck in the 780s aside, 2 gigas potentially opening this month. This is going to be a great month regardless of stock price. I said that. And then I also said, and I got a great comment from Jesse. I said, yeah, Origami Cyber tweeted at me saying, queues are up, Tesla's only up, one third of that much. Like, what's happening here? Supply lines. I said, yeah, the supply lines, but I also think there's a degree of wait and see from big money today before Tesla shareholder meeting. And Jesse had a great point. Jesse said, I'm not sure what people are waiting for. They're not going to announce a major factory or product release today. And I said to that, I just think if you're a big money manager, you might as well wait for any externalities to come out of today's annual general meeting before you start your position prior to earnings. And I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be looking at Chrome very often because Tesla's just made a new high here, 797.21. 797.53 is the high of day. It just happened a couple seconds ago. How many likes? We are sitting at 100 and some odd likes here. 101. So we have 300 people, 250 people watching. Let's try to get over 200 if we can. Much love, appreciate it. Alex says, someone I respect finally went long Tesla at 789. Only took 2 years of explaining my 100% position. Crazy. So again, whenever stocks are running like this, what I like to look at for the most part is, especially on the 1 minute or the 2 minute candles, is reclaiming back supply at the 9 EMA. 9 EMA is kind of key to me. I look at the 9 EMA on extended runs, and as long as stocks on the 1 minute, and we can talk about hourly in a second here, are reclaiming, meaning if Tesla stock runs past this orange line a little bit too much, being able to reclaim and touch back this orange line is healthy for the stock price. It exhausts sellers at levels, and hourly especially, rarely do you see stocks climb and not retrace back to the 9 on a healthy run. So right now, the 9 EMA, just for context, is sitting at 796.24, and we're about $1 above that. So a lot of you guys thinking that there's insider information from the meeting today, potentially, like where is this volume coming from? And I don't know. Martin says, could this be simply the 3-day rule? I don't believe in the 3-day rule as much for delivery and production numbers, just because it's all that we get from the production and delivery numbers are just 2 numbers, right? When we get an earnings report or like a 10K or 10Q in this case, there's a lot more information to digest. Not only that, but 3-day rule would have implied yesterday we would have seen this move. So, although I perhaps there's that, I just think there's maybe a large bet happening right now with people taking equity positions in Tesla prior to earning or prior to shareholders meeting tonight. A lot of you guys are saying, is there going to be split? Is there going to be a split happening? We had this debate on Discord yesterday, and a lot of us were like, we don't see the need for Tesla to split. Like, what, for example, Gary Black is saying 10-1. At a 10-1, like, just selfishly speaking, if Tesla split, oh Jesus Christ, what is happening here? 799.14. Okay. Yeah, okay, Yash has got to shut up for a little bit because we're about to hit 800 here. There we go. All right, 799.44, 799.50, 799.60. Okay. All the audio listeners, there we go. Wow. Okay, I think we're about to touch 800 here. So again, volume's pretty decent, right? If we talk about 1 minute candles, like, each 1 minute candle here is getting 167,000 shares, or was the last one 140,000 shares. So some decent buying happening in here. 800 is going to be tough for sure. Kool-Aid Man is making an appearance as DJ. I love that meme. There we go. How many likes are we at? Is there a direct correlation between likes and Tesla stock going up? I'm gonna have to prove my theory today. We're sitting at 150 likes. 147 to be exact. 157 now. Wow. Okay. Some of you guys have picked up the like button and started liking as I said that. All right. 10 cents away from 800. We just kissed 800 technically, but we just got slapped off of it. So 799.92. Let's get over 800 here. There we go. 4 cents away. Again, the Juju Gang community is, oh, there we go. All right. We just broke the 800. Okay. Let's hold 800. There we go. We got $801. Okay. I got ahead of myself. There we go. 801 is the high of day. 801 is the high of day. We punched through. What I'd like to see right now is 800 hold. Okay. Is this Kathy or someone? Like, is this ARK buying? I'm not entirely sure what's happening. Holy crap, though. Like, there's some buying happening for sure. 200 likes. 194. Wow. Jesus. There we go. 803.40. 80. What? 803.80 just hit a new high of day. We just like rallied $7 since we went live. This is nuts. And we're not even at power hour yet. Uncle Leo. 804.20 new high of day made. 805 new high of day made. 805. We just rallied $5 while streaming the last 90 seconds. Someone want to verify that? In the last 90 seconds. What what is happening? Omar says, welcome back. The Juju Gang community, yes. The Juju stream is there's something there. Hey, T-Mac.
800_Juju.
There we go. Thank you, T-Mac, for the $8 super chat. Appreciate that. Maybe we can make it $8.88 by next week. It can be $888. Guys, we're only high of all-time high is 900, right? 900 and change. If we can hold above 800, and we're gonna have to close above 800, we have an hour here left. I think I'm gonna have to stay live. James says I should be streaming all the time. By the way, thanks for everyone that shares my tweets or retweets my tweets with the link and all that sort of stuff. It helps grow the channel. Admittedly, I'm not very good at that sort of stuff, like self-promotion. But you guys are hilarious. You guys are sending me orange memes. You guys are tweeting at me saying, did Yash just eat an orange? Tesla's going up. You guys are hilarious. All right, there we go. So 803.52, 805 is high of day. Again, retrace to the 9 EMA is something that we want to look for. 9 EMA is now sitting at $800. So let's watch for that. The upper Bollinger Band is kind of where Tesla's hugging right now. It might also be Elon's last tweet says DJ. Let me check on that. Hey, thanks. Hey, Bahadir. Thanks. Bahadir, actually, shout out to you. You were the first ever Patreon membership last year that I had when I opened up Patreon. And now you're on the whale membership. You should get Discord access with that as well, Bahadir. If you just connect your Discord account to your YouTube account, you should be able to join us in the... Oh, you're probably already in the Discord, but appreciate that. Edward, thank you for the 30 Swedish krona. You know what? Also, by the way, just context. Today, if you're part of the Juju Gang community, we're doing a group Discord call, kind of like Clubhouse style, but only for Juju Gang members on Discord. So if you're part of Discord and you're listening, I see a lot of familiar faces on here. Join us for that at 2:30 Pacific when the shareholder meeting is going to start. Well, my kind of thought process is I can't live stream for it. I'll be out and about, but I can join in as a voice call, and we can all have a good time. Awesome. Thanks again for the super chats. Let me pull up Chrome here, shall we? Let me pull up Chrome here. So let me see if there's any news. Sawyer tweeted, but it's just about Tesla stock. And let me see here. So again, we're retracing back to the 9. I have no problem with that whatsoever. I think that's healthy. Let me just make sure everything's pulled up here. I gotta get a bigger monitor, folks. There we go. But Jeffrey, 20 big smackaroonies. Appreciate that, Jeffrey Mains. Thank you so much. And a little goal emoji too. Thanks so much. Ross Gerber says Tesla's starting to make a move. Now up a Gordon. Breakthrough 800. Hashtag Tesla. Okay, you know what we could do? We could check out black box stocks. Let's check out black box stocks for a hot second. I'll pull up black box stocks. If you don't know, that's our options order flow company that we're using right now. I gotta say, I'm not like, I gotta do more practice on black box stocks, but I don't love it. Maybe it's because I don't know how to use it. Maybe because there's too much there. I just felt like flow algo was a little bit more easier to use. That's just my 2 cents on black box stocks so far. Just an honest review, right? Like, technically, I can get an affiliate link and start promoting the heck out of it, but I just don't know if I don't know if I love it, to be honest. Sanju, how's it going? Okay, so let's look at the order flows for the day here, shall we? And we had, let's see if this. When did this stream go live? So we went live around 11:50s, which means around 11:40 we started rallying. Let's see what flows came in and around that time. So we got a bunch of 800 strike, 810 strike Tesla call sweeps for this week, which is, aggressive considering that there's only a couple of days left here in the week. around 11:36 Pacific time. So about half an hour ago at this point. Some 775s, nothing massive. Like this 750 call sweep is pretty massive. It's about half a million, but at the same time, it's in the money. So it's I take that with less of an aggressive tone. Anything massive? Oh, this was pretty big. Around 11:37, we saw an 825 call sweep come in for $500,000. 825 strike for next week. That'll move the stock. 825. We saw some 840 call sweeps come in, albeit a little bit smaller. Some 800 strike. Anything massive that we saw, like any $1 million sweeps come in or anything like that? I guess all in bunches, you could argue that they all add up to over a million, but nothing individually. Some more 800 strike calls, some 900 strike calls for October 22nd expiration, 100K worth. Um, just call sweeps all around. And obviously, we started getting some put sweeps about a couple minutes into noon here. So a couple minutes ago. So, and I think that's what we're kind of seeing right now. Gary says someone knows something. Interesting. Alan makes up a great point. Alan says market makers are preparing to slaughter. And Alan, I I tend to agree with that. Whenever we rally, especially in the beginning of the week, that's the first thought that goes through my head is market makers are trying to potentially bring retail into this and have them trade calls. That's why I'm not buying weeklies. That's why I'm not buying weeklies. Personally speaking, I don't need to chase premium right now. Because I'm not entirely sure what we'll see out of shareholders day that'll really move the stock. Again, shareholders day is not, oh wow, and leaps are up too, hey, big time. And I just don't think Edward says bull trap. I don't think it's I mean, we'll see. If again, this 9 EMA, we want to ideally hold this 9 EMA sitting at 802 at this point. So if we retrace past the 9 EMA here, we can have that conversation where then 800 is our next floor. But, to get past a level like 800, like I've been tweeting at all week, I've been talking about all week, is going to be hard. And it's healthy for us to, I've been saying this a lot, but it sounds like a broken record, but it's healthy for us to break through the level, retrace back down the level, test it as now a support on the downside, and then break up further. DJ says, I'm not buying weeklies, but I'm sure selling weeklies. Good luck. They know one of the retail questions that will be asked from Say is about stock split. That's a great point, Reese. So we should get an answer on that, and that may be moving the stock. That's a great point, Reese. Yes, if you don't know, Tesla has come out with, or Tesla, as usual, has given retail investors the option to submit their questions. And one of the most voted on questions at the moment is, hey, Tesla has appreciated quite a lot since the split. It's sitting at $800 now. Would you consider splitting this so it's more affordable? And if that's the top question, there's no way around Tesla IR getting to not answer that, in my opinion. So that's a great point. There we go. Yeah, and let's zoom out. That's a great point too. I see that in the chat. Let's zoom out. Since what? So we're sitting October the 7th today. Let's say September the 7th. September the 7th, we were sitting, or we closed at $752. So, it's been choppy, but it's been a choppy upside last trailing 30 days for Tesla. And really speaking, since, middle of August, even sitting at lows of 648, Tesla's appreciated quite a bit. So if you look at options premium, I know let's look at options premium because I think that'll give us the market maker's perspective into this. With Tesla sitting at $800, let's do some loose math. If we go out, and we only have 1 day left on this chain. Okay, let's go at $20 on the call side. So let's say 820 calls, and that's sitting at $1.75. Let's go 20 cents on the downside on the put out of the money side. That brings us to 780. Those are sitting at 320. So 320 for the out of the money puts, and $1.75 for the out of the money calls. The delta for the calls, or for the puts, pardon me, are 18%, meaning there's an 18% chance the market makers are putting this that it lands in the money at expiration. And for the out of the money $20 away calls, it's at 25. So deltas are pretty even for all intents and purposes. Premium is a little bit skewed. Oh, pardon me, I was reading the wrong delta. The delta for the 780s is um, 17 delta. It's about 1 standard deviation away. Interesting. Something to watch for. And if we go for next week, especially, I think next week's more telling. Whenever you get 1 or 2 days away from expiration, uh, it gets fuzzy real quick, right? That's why there's, I think, a lot more arbitrage opportunities for lottos on Fridays. Um, but if we go to next week's option chain, so 8 days to expiration, and we go out $40, let's say on the call side, let's go to 840s. Those are sitting at $5 for all intents and purposes, $5. Okay. And if we go $40 on the downside, so 760s, those are sitting at $11.50. So we still have a 2-to-1 price ratio on the puts versus the calls. So premium is still downside bias for next week. Remember, this options chain does not include earnings call. Earnings call is probably going to be 20. I'll have to check my calendar. My guess is earnings call is probably the 20th of October or the 27th, either the Tuesday or the Wednesday of one of those weeks. So we'll see. Tyler, how's it going? Opus on Discord for everyone that's on Discord. Bailey says, how can you tell when Tesla go boom? I wish we knew. Mike, how's it going? Oh, Jay says the top question now is a potential for a dividend. I must have missed that. So, okay. So, but one of the top questions is still about the split, right? That hasn't changed since I checked last. I do not think, by the way, I'm on team no dividend. I know Dave Lee came out with a video, but I haven't watched it yet on it, to be quite honest. But I'm on team no dividend. Let me know. Okay, let me know in the comments. Are you guys team dividend for Tesla in the next year or two? Not this year, but let's say 1 or 2 years away. Are you team dividend or team not dividend? Let me know. Dan says nope. Nope, nope, nope. So Andy says hell no. Why pay dividend? Tesla's still building factories, expanding. Exactly. No, no. Growth first. Wow, I can't even find one person. Hold on, let me see. No, 6 years minimum. No reinvest. Yeah, 10 years. I'm on team buyback. Christian, I agree with that. I agree with that. Team buyback for sure. Yeah. Okay. So it seems like we're all on the same page. All right, everyone watching. Years away. I just think a dividend would signal to the market that they've kind of capped out growth here. I mean, look at Apple. They just started giving a dividend a couple years ago, right? So I'm not sure how long it's been actually, but it's been pretty recent. Nope. Scott says no. Okay, so here's another question. I asked this in a video the other day. So my question is, by the way, for all the audio listeners, we're retesting 800 here on the downside. Again, we're gonna have to retest 800 as a whole level to make sure that it is support. And here's the test to see if it is. The kind of the what I see as a downside here is there's no EMA level here on the 1 minute. On the 5 minute, on the 5 minute, the 9 EMA is still all the way down at 798. So it's going to be interesting to see if 800 wants to hold. Again, for something to hold, there has to be buyers stepping and disproportionate amount of buyers stepping over sellers. So it's going to be interesting to see if 800 can hold. If you told me this morning that Tesla was going to close over 800, even a penny over, I would have been stoked. So I'm still setting that as my barometer about how stoked to be honest. Okay, I asked this though in a video, and it sounds like everyone's saying no split and no dividend. Some people are saying I'll take a split like Dan. I'll personally take like a 2-to-1, 3-to-1, 4-to-1 split. We'll see. But okay, the question is, when will Tesla announce their new Giga and where will it be? When will Tesla announce their new Giga and where will it be? Because Berlin could be coming online in the next couple of weeks. Austin, for all we know, there could be a surprise announcement that, hey, Model Ys are going to start coming out this month. Who knows? Right? So the question is, yes, they're not going to be ramped. But when, like, Tesla is a fast growing company, and yes, they have a lot of internal fixed cost absorption, scalability internally to grow. But where is it going to be? So you guys are saying India, Japan, China. If Galaxy says Giga Mars, maybe in 20 years. India, North Korea. Okay, interesting. To each their own. Morocco. I hope Russia. There was Russia rumors for sure. There was India rumors for sure. There's been UK rumors. Says Mello. Yep. Um, yes, Great American says FSD beta rollout as well this weekend. Yep, this Friday. That should be coming in. China and Texas says Alice. Just expand there. Australia, Singapore, China. Bailey. Definitely not Canada, says Nick. Yeah. Although I do think Canada would be a strategically smart move on the East Coast because of the exchange rate. Um, why not two more? One in US, one in India. I got a good comment from someone, that I was asking the question, why haven't they announced or why hasn't there been rumors that have been coming out? And someone said maybe they have a fixed amount of people, employees that are really honed in and focusing on gigas. And until one or the other, Austin or Berlin, are online, they can't really divert their attention. By the way, Tesla looking like it's holding 800 here, 850 cents now. And it did pop below 800 for a couple hot seconds. Let's see if it can keep up over 800. Um, please not Russia, says Edward. So, with China already having a gigafactory, India might be interesting, right? Just geopolitically speaking. Two rivals competing for what might be, a huge boon to what is a huge boon to both of their economies. But geopolitically kind of rivaled there. Almost too close though, right? I think Tesla energy has a great amount of potential in a country like India, where power goes out every other day. In some areas, I don't want to overgeneralize, but power is a big problem in India. The grid as a whole is, and sustainability around that. Cybertruck demand equals Giga China 2. Sanju says geographically, India and Japan make sense. Well, I guess India could or India could probably fulfill demand. Southeast Asia, right? Maybe South Africa, even as far as South Africa could start supplying there. Yeah, a lot of people on board with Giga India, perhaps. I mean, labor cost is cheaper there, but I would argue that manufacturing labor in India is not as skilled as a country as amazing at manufacturing like China. Okay, Anthony says per Squawks, earlier Cybertruck release rumored. I'm gonna go back on Twitter and I'm gonna pull up some of these tweets. If you guys see any tweets I should bring on air, feel free to just tag me in it. And if it's relevant, I'll try to bring them on. So I'm gonna pull up Twitter here. Let's see what Mr. Gary Black has to say. Okay. Tesla. Gary says Tesla 803 and climbing. Someone knows something. Of course, Tesla is absurdly cheap at 80 times 2022 earnings per share at a 78% volume growth in 2021. 66% volume growth, blah, blah, blah. Nothing out there that cheap. I think Facebook's pretty cheap too, at a fundamental level. So what else does Gary say? Someone knows something is what he's saying. That's what you guys are telling me to talk about. Let's see here. Okay. So, no, nothing crazy here. Gary's just saying someone knows something. Uh, you guys just heard Cybertruck rumors coming out for today. Interesting. Well, it was Sawyer, wasn't it? Sawyer Merritt on Twitter saying that the 4680 battery cell production is actually a lot closer than people think. Correct me if I'm wrong. He did say that. And then I think someone explicitly asked him, hey, what's timeline on this? And he said he didn't want to answer it just because if he said something, things can change. It's so fluid. Berlin is ready. Possible. But I think they're saving that announcement for the Berlin rave to come up. The Berlin factory opening is, or not factory opening, I should say. The kind of welcoming party is on the 9th of October in a couple of days. I'm curious to see if Elon's going to be at Austin today, right? Elon said that he's kind of taking a step back from everything. It's a virtual event. Is he in Fremont? Is he in Austin? Does anyone know? There is that really creepy Elon Jet Twitter account. Pull it up here. That tracks where he is at every given moment. He did land in Austin a couple of days ago. Okay. So he landed in Austin. I'm guessing he's there then at that point. So I guess he is in Austin after all. There we go. Um, yes, okay, that's a good theory. I mean, this could potentially be short covering as well, right? If you're short Tesla right now, do you really want to be short going into shareholders meeting? Potentially not. Potentially. So yes, I mean it could be like waiting till the very last minute to cover your shorts. Um, yeah, possible. Great American says Giga Berlin event takes place on October the 9th. That's exciting times. I'm gonna check out Elon's tweets for a hot second because I think he tweeted some interesting stuff. One thing he tweeted was Starlink is designed for low and medium population density, which means we can hit max users in some areas fast. Please sign up for early spots. Starlink is going crazy. I'm not sure about you. Let me know in the chat if you guys would want to invest in Starlink. But the subscription model here, software as a service, um, providing fast internet broadcast to kind of remote areas like that, low latency is just, it's going to be a game changer, especially if we talk about Mars, right? If that's going to happen one day, you're going to need something like Starlink. This is the tweet that I want to talk about though. FSD beta 10.2 rolls out Friday midnight to 1,000 owners with perfect scores 100 out of 100. Anyone here in the chat? James says that he'd invest in Starlink IPO. I'd be like, once that gets announced, like I'm not sure how Elon's going to prioritize people, but I'm super stoked about that. Short interest is very low, yes, for sure. Would you? Okay, who has 100 out of 100 safety score in their FSD? Like, I just need to meet you if you have 100 out of 100 on your safety score, unless you've driven like one time and that's it. Scores at 76 as one. Okay, one, you might get it by next year at that rate. But to be fair, if I was being rated on my driving, I don't think I'd get a 76 or higher, to be honest. Just my feedback. Rollouts will hold for several days after that to see how it goes. So this is kind of the whole monkey wrench in the situation. It's good to see 1,000 more people come in. That's a 50% growth in FSD beta within like a day. I think it's healthy to wait a couple of days. I think the key here is that several days can probably turn into several weeks if if something happens or if growth goes, if people are driving too sporadically or people don't get the memo or if it gets in the hand of bad actors. I think it's 100% possible. But I guess getting 100 out of 100, pardon me, would probably signal that you're a pretty safe driver, right? If that looks good, Elon says beta will gradually begin rolling out to 99 scores and below. So Philip says he has a 99. Sanchez says he has 98. Guys, that is awesome. Michael says he's a 90. Bailey says he got 15. Let's see here. Paco says, hit the likes. Appreciate that, Paco. Thanks a lot. How many likes are we at? Let me just check. Let me check. Next time I'm getting a bigger monitor. By the way, I'm getting a new studio set. Pretty much 361 likes. Thanks so much. For over 1,000 viewers. Let's try to get over 500. 371. Wow. Okay, we're climbing as I talk about it. 383. I'm getting a new studio set with quotation marks because the office is finally clearing up in the house. Girlfriend's going back into the office, which means I finally get to deck it out. New studio set, new lights. We're going up. We're going up. So hopefully the quality goes up. 96. There we go. 99 here. Reese has a 99. Okay. So no one has 100. Does anyone have 100? Ryan says 100, but I'm not sure if he has 100. Does anyone have 100 here? Like, that's so awesome. Like, you guys are sitting here at 99 or 97, 98, 99. Props to you. Kudos to you. Get a juju tree, says Gio. That's a good idea, actually. How's it going, Brian? So, $800.16 on Tesla stock. Elon also says to Ross, says, by the way, LA driving is crazy. It's only fair we get some extra points for survival. Elon says, haha, true. Okay. Nothing nothing too elaborate there. Someone tweeted at Elon saying Starlink beta is ending this month as stated. Will we see more of the southern states, Louisiana, Texas, rollouts coming out? Elon says should be nationwide rollout by end of month. Note, still limited by peak number of users in some areas. This will improve as more satellites are launched. So, interesting. Dave Lee still asking about any Starlink version updates for RVs. Got to shoot your shot, right? Jason says I'm a Canadian. I got 0. I feel that. I feel that, Jason. Um, Thanks so much for the tags and the follows, folks. Thank you so much. So let's see here. That's very negative. Got the shorts by non-financial advice here. So here's the thing. Let's see here. Someone tweeting Anana YX saying Cybertruck update coming soon? Question mark. Surely this is given the something happening in Austin for the first time. We shall see. We shall see what happens with Austin. To be honest, and I'll look at the flows here. Wow, we got a lot of put flows coming in, folks. We got a lot of put flows coming in. So let's check this out. So 775, 740, 750 put sweeps coming in hand over fist in the last couple of minutes here. Maybe this has and it looks like it is having an effect on the stock price. Yeah, a lot of put sweeps coming in. So let's check the stock price here for a hot second. There we go. Sitting at 790, 771, retracing again to, if we talk about the EMAs, at this point, we've retraced back to the 50 EMA 798 and a little bit below. The VWAP for the day, the volume weighted average price is sitting at 791, meaning if you took all of the shares traded today by and you weighted them by volume, what's the average price? And it's 791. So we have some downside on the VWAP, albeit on really big days, you're going to have some discrepancy anyways. But for pivot trading, that's something to look at. I still 800 is still the flag that I'm going to put down, or the goalpost, I should say, that I'm going to put down for a really stoked day in Tesla. I didn't expect 800 to come through, so we'll see. And Kelsey says market makers retail trapping. It definitely feels like that. That's why I didn't get in on weeklies. Satish says I'm too cheap to own a Tesla car as of now, but I'll blindly own 500 shares Tesla to the grave. That's awesome. Everyone has their own things to optimize for. That's awesome. There's no need for anyone to go out and buy materialistic things if there's no need for you to do it. You know, I'm very much on the team of do what's right for you and your family, right? Ken says, are you going to be live streaming the shareholder meeting? I will be not live streaming the shareholder meeting. It's going to be on Tesla's official YouTube. But for all the Discord and Patreon and Juju Gang member communities on Discord, we're going to be doing a voice group call. So, oh, we got a new member, Doug Swanson. Member, welcome to whatever membership you're on. I don't see what membership, but welcome regardless. Oh, you've been a member for 5 months. Well, appreciate the support. 796.99. Here we go. What's the volume so far? Someone's asking. Volume for the day is sitting at 14.76 million. So, you know, nothing major, to be quite honest. The majority of the volume does feel like it's come in the last hour or two. Randy, how's it going? Rob at Tesla Daily will live stream and pass comments on there. Awesome. Thank you, Michael, for letting us know about that. I had someone comment on one of my videos a couple of days ago and saying, hey, why do you always mention other people on your YouTube? Like, why do you talk about, you know, Rob or Dave or Emmett and Good Soil? Like why are you mentioning other people? Like, shouldn't you be keeping everyone to your channel? And I just find it hilarious. So many people have a fixed mindset around success, growth, investing, whatever it is, where, you know, 1 + 1 equals like 1.5 to them. Whereas, you know, 1 + 1 = 3 for anyone that has a growth mindset. So I found that comment funny. I'm always appreciative. Doesn't matter how big the YouTuber is. Well, you know, I talk about YouTubers all the time. And quite honestly, I'm a tiny YouTuber. So, you know, unless we grow here by like 1 million subs or something overnight, we're sitting at, how many subs are we sitting at? 12,000, almost 700 subs, 12,675. So really appreciative for the growth though. Yeah, not zero sum. Exactly, Daniel. Exactly. That's awesome, Satish. Yeah, the more you give away, the more you have. Exactly. Growth mindset. Someone's saying that Tesla might announce the 25. Weeble just gave me an alert. Someone just said that Tesla may announce the $25,000 vehicle today. Just thought I would not bet any money on that, personally speaking. Hey, thanks for the super chat. Acoustronaut.
Elon should tweet POTUS, lose Union 4.5 kelvins and we will build another factory on the East Coast, or if not we'll go where wanted.
That
Publicity would be insane.
that would be insane. And I could totally see Elon tweeting something like that for sure. Honestly. Thanks for the super chat, the €5. Yeah, I mean Elon's come out and said, I'll try to find the tweet by the way. And I'm keeping an eye acutely on the options order flow side. But we're seeing a lot of puts come in quite honestly here. So, we might have some downside or at least flat pressure for a little bit here. But Elon has tweeted in the past, and Elon has said that the next giga is likely going to be on the East Coast. I'm gonna try to find that tweet if I can. Um, I'm pretty sure he said that. If someone has the tweet or whatever, feel free to link it to me. Um, but Elon has said that the East Coast is really what needs to be prioritized. Uh, yeah. Thanks so much, Christopher. 20 Cronin super chat. I always find it funny when YouTubers don't read out the super chats. Um, that's the least they can do. Thank you so much for everyone supporting the channel. I can't find it right now. I'm not going to bother to because it's going to take me a hot minute to. But Tesla's sitting here at 796.50. Again, we're still sitting pretty up on the day.
Hit that like button, slightly smiling face.
Slightly smiling face. Thanks so much. 796.73 and again, we're sitting up 1.7%, 1.8% on the day. If we look at macro for a hot second and we go, okay, S&P is up 1%, so Tesla's outperforming the S&P 500. Whoop-de-doo. If you look at the NASDAQ, where's the NASDAQ? Where's the Qs? This order always throws me off. NASDAQs or QQQ, the NASDAQ ETF is sitting up at 1.2% for the day, so Tesla's outperforming that. But check this out. I'll make sure you guys get a good view of this. My watch list, sorry, I just switched screens there. Let's make sure. My watch list for EVs is BYD sitting up 4.5%, Ford Motor Company sitting up 5.6%, GM sitting up 4.8%, Honda sitting up 1.6%, Lucid flat, NIO sitting up 6.6% on the day, not on the week, the day. Nikola sitting up 4.3%, Toyota sitting up 1.6%, Tesla up 1.7%, like I just said, and XPEV, XPEV Motors, sitting up 6.8%. So if we talk about lagging, Tesla is a big time laggard on the day. Despite what we just seen with all the rally, like Tesla is not up as much as all these other auto companies are. So massive. ARK is moving to Florida. Tesla should join. Yes, if you don't know, Kathy Wood and ARK Invest, I think they're taking their headquarters to Florida. What city is it again? Is it Miami? Someone know? Let me know in the chat. But yeah, it could be for tax reasons, but I think it's more for lifestyle is my guess. St. Pete. Okay. Just St. Pete is getting hot. Hey, wasn't I talking about St. Pete like 2 or 3 weeks ago on this stream saying St. Pete's a city I want to visit, Tampa? Everyone's typing in St. Pete now. Yeah. Wow. That's a big move, hey? That's got to be for tax, but I think lifestyle probably has a lot to play into it. Maybe lockdowns, stuff like that. Who knows? Florida is crazy for sure. But you know what? I've been to Florida once, and only once, so I can't overgeneralize. But man, is it ever? It's fun. It's crazy. It's a good time depending on where you at. But you definitely have to open your mind up to a lot of stuff. Let's see here. Clearwater is so awesome and chill. Haven't been to Clearwater. DJ says if you live here, everyone refers to it as Tampa St. Pete. I rarely say one or the other. Ah, gotcha. Okay. TSP, how about that? 796 on Tesla. Really just probably going to sit on this 100 EMA on the 1 minute, which is sitting at 794, 795. So my guess is we probably sit around here, and there we are. We're at 795, 76 now. I'm guessing we sit there. Again, I think, that $5 move that we saw in the beginning of this rally just goes to show that if a little bit of buying comes in, by a little bit, I'm, saying that tongue in cheek a little bit, but if a good amount of buying does come in, Tesla can move $10. And this is what makes Tesla so unique from a lot of other companies is that Tesla dances to its own tune. Anything could be happening, and one day Tesla could be doing the exact opposite. Like Tesla doesn't follow any rules. Tesla really moves on a lot of nothing sometimes. And to be honest, I don't not entirely sure what the news was today. I'm not going to sit here and say that the Cybertruck's coming out because God, we talk about rumors all the time that don't come true. That's not one that I'm going to buy at all. I think the majority of the buying that happened at 8:05 today is either short covering that we saw prior to shareholders, front running of shareholders, which by the way, in the last half an hour trading, if that's going to be true, maybe we get another bounce here into close, or just market makers trapping up retail to buy options premium before the shareholders meeting. Not falling for it though, so we'll see. I'm drinking a lot of water because I'm thirsty. That's the simplest way to put it. I mean, why am I drinking water? I'm thirsty. Um, yeah, Henry says, is there something going on with the tax plan EV subsidies? Because all the EVs are going and all the autos are going nuts. You guys tell me, was there any news that I missed around the EV tax credits or the rebates or anything like that that's making autos just shoot way up today? To my knowledge, like there's no real progress happening or no real updates as of today that would shoot up autos. But if someone knows, yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Splitting, that's a good argument to be made, right? A good argument to be made for splitting is that changing, uh, ch- you know, having options or, doing covered calls for a stock that's 80 or 90 or $200 is a lot less capital intensive for sure. That's definitely a good argument for it. Hmm. DJ. Debt ceiling offers from Republicans. Yes, that was last night, right? That's what made the futures go up. I just don't know exactly what is making autos specifically go up. Jay says splitting is for employee stock plans. Yes, depending on what it is, right? Because Amazon, to my knowledge, and someone if they work at Amazon, let me know. But to my knowledge, Amazon doesn't offer share based compensation. I think it's mostly based on options, and therefore that's why Amazon's never had to split, right? Amazon's never had to split. So, by the way, Gary has a new update on Tesla saying someone knows something, and Gary's saying now, following up to that, not a dividend. Tesla can reinvest cash in new gigafactories at 80% marginal return on invested capital. Doubtful it's a stock split. Timing is wrong. Cybertruck appearance? Question mark. I mean, Cybertruck appearance. We saw that at Battery Day, didn't we? Maybe seeing like pilot lines. I'm not sure what he's referring to. Could be market makers trying to sell a boatload of calls in front of annual general meeting. I think we just talked about that 10 or 15 minutes ago. Could be a major sell program for this morning, now complete. Or question mark. So kind of leaving it all open. Um, yeah. So we'll see. I think we're still on this boat. Mike says competition is coming. Yeah, for sure. All right, Tesla's sitting at 797.17. Um, doing quite well. Thanks for subscribing, y'all. Let's take a look here, make sure everything's good. 518 likes right now. 1100, almost 1100 people watching. Thanks so much. First time here, hit subscribe if you want to join the Juju gang. We predominantly talk about Tesla stock on this channel, other stocks as well. But our favorite stock on this channel is Tesla. 524. There we go. 532. Climbing. See here. Yeah, I mean, that's entirely the thing, right? Is macro is strong today for sure. Macro is strong. Again, S&P up 1%, Q's up 1.2. Just curious as to why EVs specifically or auto specifically are outperforming. So we'll see. But I definitely don't think it's just macro related, in my opinion. So in terms of flows, let's check out flows here for a second. Sometimes we talk about Wagyu beef. Yeah, for sure. Chris saying more confidence in the market. Don't you read the news? Bloomberg, Jesus, man. I, I mean, generally, I usually read Twitter and what comes up on there. I don't read every Bloomberg article, unfortunately. Um, Squawk Square tweeted that type of volume was deep pocket, someone with big money behind it, with something going on big tonight. I think that's the narrative that market makers want to push on us, to be quite honest. So I'm a little bit dampened to believe that theory, but you know, you never know. I just think it's a rinse and repeat kind of cycle that we see with this news story before every event. Battery day. Oh, someone knows something. They're buying up shares a couple minutes before close. Like I just think that we see that often. Um, so okay, call flows, put flows. Just a mixed bag of stuff happening right now. A couple of minutes, 10 minutes ago, we saw a streak of 830 calls come in. I think that's what shot us up to 797. Um, but really just a mixed bag. Nothing massive coming in the last couple of minutes here. You know, small 13K put sweep, 830 block, 100K block of puts. Feeling a boost, Anthony says before into close. Yep. Yep. Hope so. What are we sitting at now? 797.66. Again, 800 is probably going to be tough unless volume comes in. That being said, we just hit 20 minutes, T minus 20 minutes into close, which might start some algos on the zeros. So we'll see. It's going where it should have been. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you guys are saying meme stocks are ripping? Thank you, Carl. Appreciate that. Carl says, keep up the great work. Thanks so much. Um, Man, when meme stocks rip, okay, GME is not ripping at the moment. AMC AMC is ripping a little bit. Yes, you're right. It's shot up about $1 here. It's only up 3% though. I say that kind of tongue in cheek, you know, only 3%, but AMC it's only up 3%. If this thing goes up like we've seen it, and maybe it's going to happen, who knows? I'll check the flows for AMC. It's only up 3%. But yeah, you're right. Whenever meme stocks come up, it kind of macro just kind of shits the bed for lack of a better term, to be quite honest. 797.50. Some AMC call sweeps coming in. A 40 strike call sweeps. Pretty small though. Nothing huge with size yet coming in on AMC or GME. So keep an eye on that if you potentially care about meme stocks. I generally mostly care about AMC and GME with respect to the market. Like when those things are ripping, it's like we're probably gonna have chop season. Um, Gio says, "Don't worry, guys. I'll send it up to 800." Thanks, Gio. Let's look at VIX as well. VIX is sitting under $20, which is great. Great. Love to see VIX coming back down, although it's up in the last couple of minutes, but under $20 is good. I'm happy to see VIX slowly just die. Let's do TNX. The bond yields are pretty much flat-ish in the last half an hour trading. So nothing major happening there. And so 796 kind of holding. Bigger red candle here on Tesla. Back to 795. So Henry says, I think we can't ignore all of the autos are up so much. Yeah, that's my point entirely for sure. Shiba. You know what's funny with Shiba? I bought Shiba at the peak in May or whatever it was. Essentially as close to the peak when it comes to the Shiba Inu stuff. And then I bag held so long I just dumped it and now it's skyrocketing again, which is I find so typical of me. What is this? Bitcoin's at 54K. Ethereum is sitting at 3.6K, so very strong to have Ethereum. And for some reason, it keeps on getting out my my Cardano, which you guys know I love Cardano. And Cardano is sitting here at $2.30. So there's some crypto stuff there. Lucid is quiet though. Yes, Lucid is quiet. That's the only one that is quiet. Harry says, what happens to an option if a stock splits and you only have one contract? So you'll get, this is what happened. This is what happened with the first Tesla stock split. So if you had, let's say a 3,000, a 3,000 or a 3,500 strike call for Tesla back pre-split, then you would have 700 strike call contracts, which actually made it a lot easier to dump. If you had a couple of positions that were only one contracts each, the 5 really made it easy for you to dump a couple of them, which you might have done. So you get 5 of those or whatever they split by. So if Tesla does and by the way, I don't think Tesla's doing a split today. I really don't think so. I mean, we could hope for whatever, but I'm not keeping that as an expectation for today. But if Tesla did like a 10-for-1 split, for example, and you had 1,000 strike, you had 1,000 strike call contracts, you would get 10 100 strike contracts, if that makes sense. Yeah. So, I mean, 792.69, quite nice, 1.29% up for the day. We're again, so it looks like the moving average it wants to reclaim itself to, after all, is the 150 on the 1 hour. Let me check what the 9 is for a hot second. The 9 is 787. The 9 EMA on the hourly is 787, so something to watch out for there. Thanks for subscribing, y'all. Um, let's see what. Okay, I'm gonna keep Tesla stock price up. I'm gonna see what CNBS has to say about this. Sorry for the noise. I'm gonna see what CNBS has to say about this. If they have any news or anything out on potentially what we're seeing here. Some more put sweeps coming in for Tesla. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that. a lot of people tweeting this, and again, I take this with zero credibility. I just think be careful with these kind of rumors. Hearing Tesla will announce a dividend. If they do, it's 900 and tons of funds they can buy. Don't think so. I personally, and we've gone through this right an hour ago. Announcing a dividend makes no sense. What time is the event? It's at 2:30 Pacific. So market's closing in 15. An hour and a half after that is when it's coming live. Again, if you're part of the Juju Gang community already on Patreon, and you have access to Discord, join us for our 2:30 group call so we can all talk about how the shareholder meeting is going together, to keep an eye on stuff. Let me see if CNBS is pulling up anything juicy here. Thanks for subscribing, y'all. Let's see. Bounce 793. I think we're probably just chill around here. Again, VWAP for the day is 792. So, if you want to talk about potentially being close to that, maybe that's what we see here today, is closing near volume weighted average price. It really does now feel like this potentially was just a market maker bull trap, although, albeit on really like higher volume than I thought it'd be. Okay, let me close this. I got CNBS here. Let's see here. Pull this up. There we go. Let's see what they have to say.
Monday's lows and now it's 3%. I said yesterday the market's like very well behaved. It's operating within the rails, and it continues to do that today. It doesn't mean that this is just kind of an empty calorie rally or anything like that, but it's just taking it step by step and did not power through some of these sort of thresholds that you might have expected with a really strong enduring rally, I think because you have the jobs number tomorrow in part.
Steph, have you been encouraged by this week's action? Do you feel like we're kind of past the worst of this September-October pullback now?
Yeah, I think we're getting close for sure. And the fact that we kicked the can on the debt ceiling now paves the way towards infrastructure, potentially getting that passed, probably a skinnier version. And now we can focus on fundamentals because earnings really start in earnest next week. And I expect strong demand, and that will be viewed very favorably. But I also expect higher costs and pricing power or pricing pressure. So do we get more FedExes with the disappointments, or do we get more Levi's that have pricing power and product that people want? And I think you're going to see a mix. I think financials, energy, and the reopens stand a chance to do the best during earnings season. Financials always sell off, Wilf, you know that, on earnings. And so if you see a sell-off, you have to buy them because the companies are buying back the stock as well. But I was really encouraged today by the broad-based rally. It was discretionary, materials, it was healthcare, it was even some tech, mainly semis, some FANG. And I think it should be broad-based.
And all autos.
Because the economy is recovering. We did get great initial claims. We got really great Challenger, Gray, and Christmas data this morning in terms of total hiring plans. And we got the UAL news, right? They're increasing their schedule because demand is so strong. So that's why I think the markets should be diversified and should be more broad-based. And I was pleased to see it today.
I just want to pick up on your comment about the banks ahead of earnings.
All right, screw the banks. Don't really care about the banks, to be quite candid. Hope that's okay. So let's keep that in the loop. You never know if when they start talking about Tesla, they're gonna talk about Tesla at some point on CNBC today. Like it's just gonna happen, good or bad or ugly. They're gonna have headlines out for tomorrow. Keep an eye on that. You know, something I do keep as a consideration on Tesla for FUD is this Friday when Tesla does come out with what will be, effectively growing this FSD user base by 50%. Do we get a large amount of, viral videos or FUD videos or, stuff taking out of context, perhaps? And do we see FUD this weekend from that? I think that's potentially a consideration that we should keep in mind. Whenever you do something and you grow something this fast in terms of user base, it's hard potentially to keep everything keep everything so smooth is probably the best way to put it. So yeah, we'll see. By the way, is 10.2 the single stack to rule them all where Navigate on Autopilot and City Streets merge? Is 10.2 that? FUD factories will be back into swing next week as they're regrouping. Here's the thing, right? FUD opportunities for sure with FSD beta. But what if FSD beta videos come out and they're like super sick and it changes the it changes the whole perspective for full self-driving potentially. Maybe 1,000 people doesn't do it, but as Tesla continually adds people into the beta as it gets bigger and bigger, I think there's this network effect that we're gonna have is gonna be quite big. Tesla is not committed to Elon has not committed to the single stack. I'm guessing you're talking about, Dan, yet. Okay, it's unknown. Gotcha. The beta, it's 1,000. The cohort, not 100 actually. Cyber quad, yeah, potentially. Elon said 10.2 is slight improvements, no single stack. Okay, Vern, thank you. So I'm curious to see when they announce the single stack. I think that's the big revolutionary change to come out of FSD. I thought it was originally going to be 10.1, right? But that got delayed. Salah says Tesla 800 strikes lottos expiring tomorrow. We have 10 minutes into close. Let me take a look. 800 strike, 675. Pretty much what, $10 away from at the money. Puts are, wow, Jesus Christ, this is quite the okay, strikes were off a little bit by a couple of bucks. Potentially that's what I'm seeing, but discrepancy is pretty interesting here to see that. It's pretty even actually, the options chain at the money, at least. Not on the tail ends, but at the money it is. Interesting. Yeah. I'm done chasing lottos, especially on a Friday with Tesla. I've just learned personally, I've been burned so much this year with premium on lottos and shorter term stuff. No, I'm personally not gonna, but best of luck, man. I hope Tesla opens at 900 for you tomorrow. I'm not sure if that happens, but DK. What's Max Payne? Max Payne is, let me check it out. Let's check this out. Max Payne currently sitting on Tesla at 750. So Again, take max pain with a grain of salt, but that's what it's sitting at the moment. By the way, you guys know I don't love max pain. I'm using it now because evidently it works better. It's working better in this market environment than I ever thought it'd be, especially with the low volume. Not this week. But is this the best site to use? Maximum-pain.com. Is there a better one? If there is, let me know in the chat which one you guys use. 800, 825 lottos. Okay, let me check out lottos for a hot second. Not on Tesla. Let me just pull up my interactive broker. One sec. Let me check this out. You don't think it's going to 800? Let's see. 793. Yeah, we have 7 minutes left until close. Again, closing 1%, 1.3% into the day green. Happy with that. Leaps are pretty green. Let me know if you guys are finding leaps are turning green as well, depending on bid-ask spreads and how wide they are. But I think there's a degree of leaps turning around as well. Implied volatility percentile on Tesla, by the way, is sitting at 18. I think it was 22 a couple of days ago, so it's kind of flirting in the zone. 13-week implied volatility rank for Tesla is 50. So there's something that there, it's going up, is what I'm saying, at least on a shorter term level. What looks good for lottos? Wow, Facebook is the only, well, it's the only real down company I think on my watch list. You know what? If I'm looking at lottos for tomorrow, I'm looking at downside almost. Not on Tesla, but I'm not playing Tesla lottos. But if I'm talking about lottos at a whole, at a macro level, we're choppy. Like, we're really choppy still. Yesterday, a little bit after close, I opened up SPX calls out of the money. I sold them. I got lucky. I got a good price. I put in a trail order stop on it. I bought it for $1. I bought it for 55 cents. Bought the 55 cents, sold them for $2 today. They're trading at 35 cents now. Those were calls. I'm just playing the inverse of the market kind of this week for the SPX personally. Like, SPX is really green, great, go puts. SPX really red, great, go green. Like, that's kind of been my strategy. The question is, when do we start turning around and picking a direction on the SP 500? And at a daily level, I mean, you could say that that we've bottomed. Today we gapped up. Obviously had a good day there. I don't know. I'm just a lot of chop, right? Facebook is a value company. Yeah, almost. I mean, their PE is like that, right? Boyle says, I heard Canada leaves turning orange. Yes, indeed they are. I should turn the camera around, but that'll ruin my whole setup. It's really dark and, well, it's kind of just cloudy over here. I'm missing the sun. Quite honestly, I'm missing the sun. I don't know about you guys, but I miss me some sun. So check this out.
What do you think about those traditional US autos now as they get increasingly EV centric?
Oh, great. This is going to be awesome.
I mean, I think they're interesting for sure. They're very cheap as well. I thought Mary Barra's comments about having 30 million connected vehicles by the end of the decade was very impressive. How I'm playing that theme, though, Wilf, is through a company called Aptiv. They're a leader in the auto parts, connectivity in the car kind of company. They have EV exposure as well. They're outgrowing the market by 10 percentage points. They do have higher prices, ASPs, and they're getting higher content. So I'm playing the autos that way. But I completely understand why people would be interested in these others, because they are so cheap at this point.
Interesting.
Ford
okay.
and GM making 5-6% moves
Yeah.
on a day of a Tesla shareholder meeting is kind of interesting. Are they starting to behave like growth names, or not there yet?
I think they're getting revalued away from being dirt cheap based on earnings. What really, to me, is happening is today's shortages become tomorrow's demand. And so if you're looking at 2022, you're only buying these stocks as an investor because of the next year and beyond. And you still have this pricing umbrella. You know, we had another report from the used car price index. It made another new high. So that means pricing should be strong. You should get some fill in of inventories if the chip shortage is getting rectified. And I think that enables you to feel as if that they genuinely are cheap as opposed to being value traps at these levels. And that explains a lot of the move.
Steph, we're just fading into the close, still up almost 1% on the Dow, certainly a positive session. Do you pay much attention to the intraday action when we're going through a kind of rotational moment for markets like we are at the moment?
I try not to, Will. I try to look for opportunities. If anything kind of gets out of whack on either side, I look to buy. If it pulls back, if there's a huge move, maybe I trend a little bit. But I try not to get involved in the minute-to-minute moves. I'm much more of a longer-term investor. I think people are a little nervous ahead of the jobs number tomorrow. And again, we have like the beginning of October is kind of volatile, right? And then you set yourself up for the seasonal swoosh, if you will, into the end of the year, which I expect. I really do think you're going to see seasonal strength. So looking for opportunities, have some dry powder on the sidelines so that during earnings season, I call it silly season, we have opportunities to buy.
We've got just a little over 2 minutes to go in the trading day. Mike, what are you seeing in the market internals right now? We are off session highs.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough. So interesting. So now there's CNBC is saying, hey, maybe Ford, GM, people are reevaluating these as growth names now. I find that interesting that they say that pretty conveniently. Here's the thing. You guys know I'm on team get as many EVs out there as possible. I'm not on team this company shouldn't succeed, that company shouldn't succeed. I find a hard time finding how they will succeed. But I want all companies in EVs to succeed, right? If that means, like, kind of, you talk about wolf in sheep's clothing, you kind of talk about legacy auto in a respect where they'd rather not have EVs succeed at the end of the day. Like, if they gave us a preference, that would be the preference, right? They prefer EVs not to succeed. But if we're talking about if you're really going to shift into EVs, got no problem with that. That being said, the biggest limiting factor, shout out Jordan Giesecke, is battery cells, and I just don't see how legacy auto catches up there. All right, we closed up 793.61 on the day. We have shareholders meeting coming out in an hour and a half. A lot to look forward to. Today, 793. I mean, yes, the market was up way more than Tesla was up today. Yes, the rest of autos were up, quite handsomely today. 5%. Ford was up 5.5%. GM was up 5%. Like, yes, but comparison is a thief of joy. I think we'll take what we have here. Tesla is sitting at a level that is a lot harder to break than Ford or GM, in my humble opinion. 800 is going to be a tough cookie to crack. We've popped through it twice here in the last week now, last 7 days. I think soon enough with volume, we'll probably get through it. Again, shareholders meeting today at 2:30. If you're a Juju Gang member on Discord, come join us in the Discord voice chat. I'll be in and out. I'll be there. I might be on mute. I got to cook Thanksgiving dinner actually today because Canadian Thanksgiving is this weekend, so we're doing a little bit of Thanksgiving stuff today, rescheduled in. But should be a fun time regardless. Gentry says, agreed, batteries will be the bet. GM is also done with their first plant, announced second plant. Let's hope they don't get any more fires. Yeah. Carl says, hi, what software are you using there? This is Webull. Thanks for the awesome intro into a plug. Get your 2 free stocks with Webull. Link for that is in the description, or just scroll up in the chat, and Streamlabs is the bot that gives the affiliate link in. It's an affiliate link, full disclosure there. Of course, you guys know that. But you get 2 free stocks, so there it is. Paco says, thank you for Yash for a good live, and good night from South Africa. Paco, good night. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yes, Canadians celebrate Thanksgiving a little bit on a whack schedule compared to U.S. Thanksgiving, but for all intents and purposes, we get 2 Thanksgivings here. Is kind of the way I look at it. Awesome. Well, much love. Impromptu live stream. Over 1,000 people tuning in live. Had a blast. Had a great time. Didn't expect to do this, and but I'm glad that we did. Stuff like this. Stay tuned. Stay subscribed for when Tesla does break $800 again, and hopefully stays above $800. That I'll be able to go live again for that. Thanks a lot, guys. 613 likes. Let's see if we can, before I sign off here in the next couple of seconds, get that up to, let's say, 700, and I'll sign off here. So thank you, Gazelle. I appreciate that. You just basically read my mind. Thanks so much, everyone. Canuck here. Hey, Canucks fan. Canucks aren't looking too hot right now on the right-hand side of the defense. So yeah, unfortunately they're that. But, I'll spare the hockey talk for next time. I know a lot of you guys don't like hockey, but if anyone likes hockey, I'm always happy to talk NHL. See you at 5:30, says Rajat. Rajat, I'm not sure if you're in the Discord. If you are, see you in there on our group call, but I won't be live streaming on YouTube, that is. All right, guys. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Thanks. Happy whatever it is, Thanksgiving for Canadians this weekend, but I'll catch you again likely tomorrow albeit tomorrow, just heads up, warning, it won't be during live stream time. It might be in the AM if I live stream tomorrow. Okay, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, or join the Juju Gang community if you want to be alerted on that. Much love. Take care now. I'll sign off on 670 likes. Take care. Peace. Dash sign off.